What's good, YouTube? This is Delteros, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another one of these patented tier lists where I talk about what the water type Pokemon need. Whether it's a stat buff, most of these need stat buffs or Evos. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that would fix a lot of their problems. Um, but whether it's a stat buff, an Evo, a signature move, you know, or, you know what? I'm going to make a tier for all of the above. I'm going to make a tier for all of the above. Create row above. Yeah, create row above. There we go. Alright. All of the above. There we go. Alright. Now, that should solve pretty much everything here. Um, but yeah, water types, if you want to buff water types, just give special attackers back Scald. There's no reason for them not to have Scald. I get that it's kind of a centralizing move with the 30% chance to burn, yada yada yada. But you also have to remember their next best, um, their next highest power single target move is Hydro Pump. And Hydro Pump is a bad move because it has crappy accuracy. And the single target move that is below Scald is Water Pulse, which is only 60 power. So it's not like so it's like by taking away Scald, they ruined a lot of Mons. But anyway, thank you guys for 53 subs. Um I will hopefully be doing a live stream where I go over Pokemon the first movie and we watch it and we talk about it and for the 30th anniversary. So hopefully that will be a thing. I hope you're wearing your comfortable pants because this is going to be a long video. There are a lot of water types. People talk about Hoenn having too much water. Well, there's Hoenn, there's Alola, and now there's going to be Winds and Waves, which, by the way, these tier list videos that I've been doing recently with the bu- 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 buffs and stuff are for champions and Winds and Waves, or just generally Pokemon games going forward, but those two come to mind specifically. So, yeah, let's get started. Blastoise, you need a stat buff, bro. Stat buff and or signature move. That would fix a lot of your problems. Also, give Blastoise, give us a water type move that works with Mega Launcher because Water Pulse just ain't it. I'm sorry. It's only 60 base power. It goes up to maybe 120 at best with Stab plus the Mega Launcher boost. It's just not a good move. Like, give us an 80 base power move that works with Mega Launcher. That's all we ask. Um, okay, these things are no longer in order. The first time I tried to record this video, it was in order. So you'll have to forgive me. Um, let's see what's going to be next on the list here. Gastrodon doesn't need anything. Like he's basically good how it is. He could use a little bit of a stat buff maybe, but like you could argue that he needs a stat buff, but Gastrodon's not bad. Not bad at all. Palkia, um Palkia needs a stat buff. Like no, Palkia doesn't need a stat buff. He's got like 670, 680, something like that. And he's got a signature move and it's good. I think actually Palkia needs a Mega Evo. And yes, I'm putting Mons that need Mega Evos in the needs a Evo column because honestly, I don't like the way that this thing handles it when you type in certain things. So like it would be really off center if I typed in or Mega Evolution. So I don't want to put that there. So it's just going to be the needs of evolution or Mega Evolution. That's going to be where that sits. Next up is Fion. This thing is trash. Like, um, I'm not even gonna rate this thing. That's how trash this thing is. It doesn't deserve to be rated. Manaphy is a pixie. It doesn't need anything. It's good as is. It gets tail glow. It actually has viability. Um, Regular Samurott needs that typical starter stat buff that I always talk about. Hisuian Samurott could do with the stat buff, but honestly, if it gets the stat buff, it will be really solid. Like just overall solid. Um, ooh, ooh, monkey evolution. Evolve him. Give all the pan monkeys evolutions. Make them the first stone evolutions to get a third stage. Well, no. Okay. The first stone evolutions that evolve through stone to their second stage to get a third stage. Let me put it that way. Um. Okay. Jellicent, like, what does Jellicent even do? Like, I need to know what Jellicent's role in life is. Wow. Okay, so PDB, PDB. I need to remember that for some reason this thing doesn't always pull up PDB. I like the fact that it looks like the Pringles, man. Okay, so it's got good HP, good SPDF, a it so it basically just needs like a 30-point buff to its special attack, so it needs an evolution. Let me put it that way. It needs like yeah, if it gets an evolution, it will probably be fine. So it needs an evo. Let me put it that way. Okay, so Alomomola. Um, this thing needs an evo. I think they'll probably never give it to it, but it needs an evo. It needs something. It needs just Keldeo, good as is. It's a pick. It's technically a mythical, so there's not really a whole lot you can do to it. Um, Greninja just got a Mega Evolution, so it's probably good as is. I kind of wish they would have given the. I kind of hope they either fix Protean or they give it something different. Like I know they're not going to because we have seen the Mega's abilities from the latest trailer. Barbaracle once again just got a Mega Evolution, so let's see if it cooks. Uh oh yeah, technically Skrelp is water poison, isn't it? You need an evolution. Like give you an evolution and a water move that actually works with Mega Launcher, and you're good to go. Um, Volcanion doesn't need anything. It literally just needs to be used so people can figure out what it's best at. Um, let's see. Primarina is honestly still kind of a solid Pokemon. It could use that starter stat boost. That's where a lot of the starters are going to be. Um, they're gonna be oh, this mon needs a stat boost. That's gonna be their thing. But yeah, wishy washy. I'm not even gonna bother rating the um little form because the schooled form is the only one. Like it's never gonna get a new ability. It's never gonna get anything. If you want me to talk about the little form, it needs a proper evolution where it doesn't have to school. It needs a proper evolution, and they need to get rid of school form. But I'm gonna say For wishy washy, ooh, yeah. Um, give it give it more speed. Why is the submarine Pokemon so pathetically weak? Um, for for regular form wishy washy, give it an Evo so it can differentiate itself from the school form. That would be cool. Um, Toxapex, give it an Evo, like straight up. Araquanid, it needs the stat boost from an Evo. Keep Water Bubble, just literally make it bigger. Give it two more legs because I think it's one of the few spider Pokemon that doesn't have six legs. So yeah, there's that. Um, Galissapod just got a Mega Evolution, so we're gonna see if we can make that cook. This Pokemon needs um. I'm just gonna put it in all of the above because you could argue for anything for that Pokemon. Um, Bruxish, give it an Evo and make it less ugly, please, please. Um, Tapu Fini doesn't need anything. Inteleon needs a stat buff. Like, give it like 5 points in each of its defenses. That would do wonders. Actually, I don't know, honestly. Um, it could definitely. Already got a signature move in Snipe Shot, so there's that. Uh, does anything besides Dreadnought get Lockjaw as a move? I don't know. This thing needs an Evo. I would love to see this thing get an Evo. I love this Mon. Just let him get an Evo. Cramorant, same. Evo. Love him. Um, I have used Barraskewda before. I think it's Aracuda Barraskewda. So yeah, he's actually really solid as a Pokemon. He's just kind of frail. He has Prop Tail, which stops redirecting moves, and like if he can hit the Mon that he's trying to hit, he's really good. So I'm gonna say like give him an evolution. I want to see him get bigger, make him a bigger Barracuda. Dracovish, give him a speed boost so that way Vicious Rend can hit even harder. Um, Arctovish, give him. I don't even know what this thing needs, honestly. I have never used it. I have never cared to use it. Somebody in the comments, please let me know what you think this thing needs. I'm going to say all of the above for now. uh, Urshifu. I know this thing doesn't actually need any help, but I'm going to say give it a stat buff because it doesn't even have proper sub legendary stats. It's got 550 instead of 580. If it had 580, this thing would be a monster. Even more of a monster than it already is. And as it is, it's already on just about every, like, I'm not going to say just about every team, but it's got pretty high usage. It's got at least 45% usage. And that's pretty high for a single Pokemon. Um, Basky Legion needs a stat buff and or an evolution. It's a good mon. Like, I love it. I love the whole. Basically, it beats itself to death. But Quaquaval stat boost. Honestly, Aqua Step is an amazing move. I don't like the way that the mon is built as far as the design goes, but it is not a bad mon by any stretch of the imagination. Um, Wug Trio, evolve him. For Palafin, The only thing that you could really do for Palafin to make him where he's not good as is give him an evolution that gets away from his gimmick. Like, I get the whole zero to hero form, but give him an evolution where he becomes a villain and just doesn't need to transform. Like, his stats are a little less, but he gets a massive stat boost and doesn't need to transform to do it. That would be ideal for Palafin. Um, let's see. What is this thing name even? I don't remember your name. Oh, Veluza. Veluza, that's right. I just remembered because of Kofu always saying Volton Veluza. Yeah, no. You have interesting things, but you need all of the above. That any or all of the above would suit you well. Dondozo, like I don't know what you need, dude. You're I think you're probably good as is. You're a Gen 9 Pokemon. You haven't had time to be power crept and you were built to be good. This thing just got a mega evolution. So let's see if it's just going to be bigger Tatsugiri or if like I think the play with Tatsugiri now is going to be let it do its commander thing with Dondozo, and then when Dondozo dies, Mega Evolve it. I think that's going to be the play. So, um, Iron Bundle, good as is, no question. Walking Wake, good as is. Maybe give it access to better moves or something. Um, I'm not going to bother rating these Basculins. They're worthless. Caracosta. Is this Tortuga or Caracosta? I know it's one or the other. I think it's Tortuga. No, it's Caracosta. You can let me know in the comments. Give him an evolution. Um, Swana, give it an evolution and make it something that is not water flying. There's no reason for either that or just, give it an ability that nullifies that, or not nullifies, but reduces that electric weakness somehow. I don't know what you could do for that, but yeah. Um, Ogerpon. What is Ogerpon? Ogerpon is probably good as is, if I'm being honest with you. It's a Gen 9 Mon. It has like four different phases you could do with it. Like, it's good. Rotom Wash. All the Rotom forms need stat buffs. No question. Like, um, Golduck, I think I said this in the earlier incarnation of this video, needs a evolution. Give it an evolution and make it a like water psychic type. That would actually be a good buff. Um, Tentacruel needs an evolution, no question. God, 3 needs an Evo in a row. Just make Dugong a bigger seal. You know, I get that Walrein is the walrus Pokemon now, but make Dugong a walrus. Make Andre great again, or great for once rather. I think it already has Swift Sim, so you could keep that. That would be cool. Um, Once again, Kingler evolution, and don't give me that crap about having a Gigantamax form already because Pikachu and Eevee have Gigantamax forms, but um, Pikachu has an evolution and Eevee has literally 8 evolutions, and will hopefully get a ninth when it comes back in Gen 10, or rather Winds and Waves. Give Seaking an evolution. Tauros, you could argue, needs a stat buff or an evolution. I would take the evolution. I think where Tauros is statistically is just not good. I want it. I want to see it do better. I want him to do better. Let him do better. Amistar, evolve him. It's time. Give some of these two-stage fossils evolutions. I would love to see it. Uh, Lantern. Uh, Give him an evolution. Since we can dive now, I get the feeling Lantern could be a prominent Pokemon with the whole glowing thing. Because, the little things on its head can actually generate light now. And that will be a cool effect underwater. And I think it could be a proper Pokemon in Winds and Waves. Corsola, since we can dive now, actually has a cool habitat type thing it could be. It could pose as coral reef and then like jump out and attack people. So yeah, give it an Evo. Um, Quillfish, give it a come up with a version of Overquill for it. Come up with a way for it to evolve into Overquill and make Overquill water poison instead of poison dark to differentiate. It's like it would be like a Lowland Ninetales versus Cantonian Ninetales at that point, and that would be cool. Um, you want to buff Octillery? First of all, buff Octazooka from 65 to 85 power. Second, give it Mega Launcher. Third, give Mega Launcher a water type move that actually works with it. Fourth, give it an evolution. There's a billion things you could do for Octillery, and Octillery needs all of the above. Actually, what? Yeah, you know what? I have a tier for that now. All of the above, literally. Mantine, all of the above. It needs an evolution. It's going to be a quintessential wind and wave Pokemon because it can surf, it can dive, it can fly. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be like this thing could be a pseudo mascot for this generation. Uh, give Kingdra a Mega Evolution. That would be dope. Keep the Water Dragon typing. Water Dragon is a dope typing. Um, just as a general rule, it is a good mon. I do like Kingdra. I know in lower power formats it does very well. Whiscash, give it an evolution, make it a bigger catfish. If you want to be funny with it, you can make it where it you can give it an ability that gives it like fire stab somehow because I don't know if you've ever been like finned by a catfish, but yeah, it does kind of feel like fire. Crawdont, give it an Evo, give it a Mega Evo. Actually, on second thought, we're just gonna put him in all of the above. That's what we're gonna put him in. Like, okay, Milotic. Honestly, I think Milotic could go in good as is, but it needs a little bit. It does need like a stat boost. I'll give it a stat boost. And yes, I put Urshifu in needs a stat boost because for the memes. I know it doesn't actually need a stat boost. Don't hate me. Don't don't give me the hate. Actually, you know what? No. Go ahead. Comment. Leave your comments. I don't care. Huntail and Goribus. I don't know what they need, so I'm gonna say all of the above. Like I'm pretty sure that they could benefit from all of the above there. Love Disc. Give it something. Make it. I hate when they make a Pokemon specifically to make a useless Pokemon. Um, Beaverell. It's a beaver We're going to be in a water region. Give it an evolution. It needs an evolution. It needs a stat buff. It needs a signature move. It needs something. Floatzel, another water region. Like, this thing is prime candidate for Evo. Needs something. Once again, Finion, it's going to be. It's we know it's in the game. It's under the water. We've seen under the water. It's going to be one of those things that could like jump out at you and do things and stuff and things and yeah. Uh, Sharpedo could use like a stat buff of some sort. I don't really know. Let me look at Sharpedo and see what I can come up with. Okay, so in its base, it's actually fairly solid. Just give it a slight speed buff. I'm gonna say like 5 points in speed and then 10 points in its HP, and it would probably be fine. I know. Actually, no. No, no. Don't bother with the HP. Um, yeah, just give it like 10 points in speed and let it keep speed boost, and it'll be fine. Let it outspeed Garchomp without having to speed boost. That's all I ask. So, yeah, where did I put him? Needs a stat buff and a signature move. Also, give it a signature move that works with Strong Jaw. Give it some kind of Aqua Bite or something that is a stab move that works with Strong Jaw so its Mega can actually have something besides Crunch. Yeah, turning Sharpedo into a Crunch bot was not a good idea. Um, Relicanth. Give it an Evo. Let it break out of the rock shell, like, and gain speed and gain power and just be a good actual fish Pokemon. That would be cool. Um, Dude, give Poliwrath a Mega Evolution. I think that would be cool. It's a frog. He needs help. Love him. Um, Give him a. You know what? We're gonna look at Cloyster. I want to see what Cloyster has. I know it has crazy defense, and I know it does the whole skill link thing. But does it do the skill link thing even half as well as like anything? Why does this thing not always pull up PDB? I'm sorry, guys. This is very unprofessional. I'm bad at this. Um, has 180 defense and 95 attack. Okay, so give it 15 points in its attack. That's all it needs. I'm gonna be real with you. That would put it at 540 as a BST. That would put it on Gyarados' level BST wise, and with skill link and all that good stuff, it would actually be pretty solid. I get the feeling. Gyarados, he just needs a little bit of stat buff, like 10 points. Make him 550. I know I just said that giving Cloyster 15 points would make it Gyarados level, and then said give Gyarados a 10-point stat buff to make it stronger, but um and don't say regular Pokemon don't have 550. Arcanine has 550. Might even have 555. I don't remember, but it's dumb. Lapras stat buff. Actually, I would like to see Lapras get an evolution. Like, and you could literally just make it a bigger and spikier Loch Ness monster, and it would be fine. Vaporeon, you need a stat buff, my dude. Kabutops, stat buff. Actually, nah, we're gonna go Evo for that. I like Kabutops. Um, Be funny and give Azumarill an attack buff. That is all you could do. For Bill the Quagsire, I don't know why I think of Bill the character from Red and Blue when I think of Quagsire, but I do. Um, he needs an actual evolution. I don't think Clodsire was a good side grade for him. I don't think. Oh, okay. Hi, Pants. You get a mega. You get a mega evolution. You get an evolution. Okay, so we're down to Gastrodon again. I've already done Gastrodon. It was like the first Pokemon that's good as is. Um, stat buff, stat buff. Like obviously, Empoleon could use a stat buff because it's got good typing in Water Steel. I mean, it's just hard walls, rock types, and the water counters the steel type's fire weakness and the steel type's ground weakness. Still dies to fighting types though. Like if a fighting type looks at this thing funny, it's gonna die. But yeah, so I'm sorry. This has been a long video, and I'm not used to talking this much. So for Ludicolo, I think it needs a stat buff and a signature move. Give it a signature move that has something to do with maracas, and then give it a held item that like doubles its special attack or gives it like a 50% buff to both of its attacks. That is maracas. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know why I want to see this thing with maracas, but I just think that would be cool. Or you could give it Dancer as an ability. That would be funny. uh, Swampert, stat buff. Wailord, um, evolve him. Make him bigger. Pelipper, stat buff. Slow, bro. Honestly, he has a mega evolution. He can't get an evolution, so he get a stat buff. Give him like 20 points to his special attack, please. Really, really, you gonna do this to me right now? All right, I see how it is. I see how it is. So we like that. All right, so Starmie is probably good where it's at because it just got a mega evolution. So we're gonna see what the mega evolution can actually do. Um, Kyogre, good where it's at. For Alligator, good where it's at because it just got the mega evolution and we want to see what it can do before I try to make any kind of judgments on how to buff it. But it will probably need the obligatory starter stat buff. Um, Polytoad, I'm gonna say it's probably good where it's at because it kind of does niche things. It has drizzle. It's weird. And Suicune, give him a signature move that is actually no. You know what? Give him Revival Blessing. That would be a buff. But like because he does the whole North Wind fixes water thing. If you remember from Pokemon Forever, the movie, he fixed the lake so they could revive Celebi. So yeah, um, this has been how to buff water types. Uh, Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Uh, Let me know if you think I am way off base on some of these things. Just give me some kind of give me some kind of feedback. Am I doing good? Am I not doing good? What do you guys think? These are the kind of videos you can put on in the background and just play while you're like doing chores or something. So, yeah. Um Thank you guys for 53 subs It's a slow grind, but we moving. I appreciate it. Love you all. This has been Delteros, and remember, don't be me, be better.